Buenos dias, all. RGT85 here. Hope everyone's having a great day. We got a couple stories going on that I want to talk about in the world of video games. If this is your first time here, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. But without any further ado, let's talk about the latest and the greatest in the world of video games. And we're going to start things off with Spider-Man Miles Morales. Now, honestly, this is one of my favorite games ever. I love the original Spider-Man game on the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5. I've actually been replaying through the game on Steam Deck, but I actually liked Miles Morales a bit more. I thought the gameplay refinements that they made to the game were really well done, and I just honestly liked the story of the game a lot more because it just felt more like a human story instead of a superhero story. I feel like a lot of superhero stories are kind of hollow, they're kind of cliche, but with Miles Morales, you had much more of the human aspect into it, and I thought it was a really well done game. Now, Miles Morales is indeed coming to PC, and we finally have a release date for this game coming out on November 18th. Now, the game will be hitting for $50, which, I mean, it's kind of high, you know, it's kind of high. I did just buy the original Spider-Man on the Steam Deck for $60, so I guess I can't complain too much. But this looks like it's going to be an awesome experience because, of course, with the PC, you have things that consoles can't necessarily do, even though Jim Ryan would like to lead you to believe that that is not the case. So beyond just the trailer that we have for the PC features of the game, we have a bit of a write-up done over on PlayStation's blog because, I mean, PlayStation is definitely starting to embrace this PC side of things with games that have released, you know, a couple years ago. So what's going on with this game? Of course, you get all sorts of technology that's not available on home consoles right now. You have enhancing upscaling technologies like NVIDIA DLSS 3, which you have to have one of those new graphics cards in order to use that, so none of you will be probably using that. But of course, there's DLSS super resolution, frame generation, all sorts of stuff. And of course, with it being a PC version of the game, you can customize the graphics to your needs, whether you want more density in the characters in the world, whether you want better graphics, whether you want to have better frame rates. We have the average performance settings here revealed to us by Sony themselves, so you can sort of get a glimpse of what you're going to be able to do with this. Of course, my main thing with this is being able to play it on the Steam Deck because I think it's just so awesome. Last night I was playing Grand Theft Auto 5 in bed on my Steam Deck, and I just love the experiences that the Steam Deck offers me that other systems can't really do because some of the games that come out for it. Now, there is a pre-order bonus with the pre-purchase. You get some suits, you get the Gravity Well gadget, and 3 skill points at the start of the game. I don't really see that as a necessity. This game actually isn't like all that hard, and this is just stuff you unlock within the game eventually. So I don't know, maybe if you really want to pre-purchase it, you can, but I'm honestly very excited for this game. I'm really enjoying replaying through Spider-Man on my Steam Deck, and I think I'm going to end up picking this up just to check it out on the Steam Deck to see how it performs because it's, once again, another great game, a game that I absolutely adore. You could see my Miles Morales review on the channel from a couple years ago, but it's something I want to revisit. It's something I want to experience again, and being able to play it, you know, pretty much wherever I go with the battery restrictions, at least in my house, you know, being able to sit on the couch, put on a Knicks game, put on a wrestling match or something, have that going on in the background while playing a console quality version of a game in the palm of my hand, it's a very enticing thing. So I probably will pick up Spider-Man Miles Morales. Maybe I'll do a video on it to showcase it running on the Steam Deck. If that would interest you, let me know in the comment section down below because I'm all about the Steam Deck on this channel now. It's RIP Nintendo Switch. I'm just kidding with that. Don't unsubscribe, please. Please don't unsubscribe. But I am interested in seeing this game run on the Steam Deck. And finally, Bayonetta 3. Now, when it comes to games coming out in the month of October, this is probably my most anticipated game. This is one of my most anticipated games of the entire year. Of course, Bayonetta 3 is coming out on October 28th, and it's been kind of a rocky road for Bayonetta 3. Of course, this game was announced, then we never really saw anything from it. We ended up getting our first trailer for the game, and it looked kind of spooky. We've gotten subsequent trailers from the game that definitely look a lot better, but then you also have Platinum Games as a company. Platinum Games seems to be very hit or miss nowadays, with more misses than hits, I would say. Something like Babylon's Fall was just absolutely atrocious, and you kind of got to look at Platinum as a company and be like, well, are these the same people that we grew up loving? Are these the same people that we grew up adoring? You know, what are they actually doing with their franchises and their gameplay modules. So with Bayonetta 3, we were starting to get previews for the game now, and there's a bunch of different previews out there. There's some new trailers out there as well, sort of deep diving more into some of the gameplay mechanics, the characters that you use, the kaiju battles within the game, and it all seems pretty good. But I'm starting to notice a trend with some of these previews, and they all seem to be saying the same thing. The game has some frame rate issues, and I'm not a graphics whore, I'm not the person sitting there counting P's and stuff like that. I just want a nice smooth experience. But with some of these outlets that are reporting on the frame rate issues, it kind of has me taking a second guess with this game as far as the quality is concerned, because GameXplain actually did a video this morning talking about Bayonetta 3. Joey had played the game for several hours. Another gentleman there, I forget his name, had played the game a bit as well, and they basically shared their thoughts on this whole Bayonetta 3 situation. And they both seem to be in agreement that there were some frame rate issues with this game. And no disrespect to GameXplain or anything like that, but when I look at a place like GameXplain, they usually focus more so on positive things within a game. They're usually a lot more receptive towards things. They obviously have a working relationship with Nintendo as well, so I don't really hear them complaining too much about a lot of Nintendo things that I tend to complain about, or more people who keep it real when it comes to Nintendo stuff. Actual Nintendo fans who want to see greatness from this company and who can accept that, sometimes they'll trip and stumble when it comes to certain things. It seems like the mantra is more going towards that. And that concerns me a little bit, because GameXplain is usually a very, happy sort of place, like talking about the good stuff in the games and not really talking about the bad. But the frame rate stuff, it's a little bit concerning. Like I said, I'm not a frame rate whore or anything like that. I've enjoyed games at 30 frames per second. I've enjoyed games at 60 frames per second. But I think the fluctuating game frame rate with this game is kind of something that it's a problem, because for me, I could handle a smooth 30, I can handle a smooth 60, but when it's going back and forth, and there's certain sections of the game like the kaiju stuff, which runs at 30 frames per second, and then there's segments of the actual gameplay which indeed target 60 frames per second, that's where it becomes a little bit more problematic for me, because it's that jarring feeling, it's that jarring sort of experience, because you're constantly switching back and forth. I'm sure Bayonetta 3 is going to be a really good game, but it does bring up the questions about, why haven't we gotten a hardware refresh or something like that? When Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity came out, that should have been one of the biggest red flags for Nintendo fans, being like, hey, we could use a little something beefier here. I don't think, that's a bad thing to say. I don't think it's a bad thing to say, hey, hold Nintendo to a bit of a higher standard when it comes to things like frame rate, because Bayonetta 3 is a unique game. It being an exclusive game for the Nintendo Switch is a very important thing, because exclusive drive people to your platforms. Exclusives drive people into your ecosystem. We talked about it yesterday with the Xbox stuff. So to see a game that's supposed to be a big game for Nintendo, having some hiccups here and there, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm a little bit spooked by it. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm a little bit spooked by it, but I hope the final, it is the final product that they're playing. But I guess it really boils down to the person. I guess it really boils down to, the individual themselves, what they sort of prioritize within their games. But for me, a game like this that focuses a lot on action and, reflexes and stuff like that, I would prefer a smooth experience throughout. I don't want this jarring sort of changing between 30 and 60 all the times, targeting 60, but maybe not hitting it at times. It can sort of detract from the experience. But I'm still hopeful for Bayonetta 3. I still think it's going to be a really fun game. But now, I don't know. Maybe there are some technical issues with this. Maybe Platinum isn't as good as everyone likes to make them out to be. What do you think about this, though? Let me know in the comment section down below. Alrighty, so that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to give me your feedback in the comment section down below. We'll be picking up Miles Morales for PC. Have you played this game before? If not, you need to play it. Definitely, it's awesome game. I'm probably just gonna rebuy it, and if you want me to do a video on it when it comes out running on the Steam Deck, let me know in the comment section down below. And the Bayonetta 3 situation, do you think that the frame rate is going to be problematic within this game? Do you think that it's just going to be certain sections, or is it going to be the whole experience throughout? Does Platinum suck nowadays? Because I don't know, man. People give Platinum a pass way too much, I feel, but that's just my opinion. And as always, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share, hit the bell notification as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.